Yes, Kiara?
Hi. Luna was walking up, and Kiara had just finished rifling through. Like, you got the head start because she was rifling through her armor stuff as she was gathering it, and she's about to walk to Galak. She saw you talking with her. She's like, oh. Then, like, as it looks like they're about to leave, she just sort of does this thing where it's like.
Like, tries to get Galak's eye contact.
Like,
Lasso.
Galak's attention, not yours. Like. Does he know? Or does he think I'm going, hey?
He does not notice you. He rolled a 2. He rolled a 2 to notice. So it's just not. It's not landing.
Alright. What's Lionel doing, real quick?
Lionel is just packing up stuff on his roof. Putting his clothes back on finally.
Distract your sister for 5 minutes. For 2 minutes.
Okay. And he just picks up something and throws it at Luna.
Hey, what was that? And then I grab it and throw it back at him. What's your problem?
What's your problem? You wouldn't spend any time with me at all. I just want to show my brotherly affection. And he patches it and throws it back at you.
Throw like that up and like storm over to him, like.
And Kiara passes you as he turns. Hello, Luna.
Roll up sleeves.
Sorry, here. Before I forget.
That was quick. Thank you.
I said promptly.
And he kind of he looks at you like he's gonna say something and then backs down and yeah. And he kind of
It's a thorough observation. And so she says that, and so she decides to open a slight conversation. So she's like, "It's a thorough observation." Although she looks back, sees the siblings tussling, and she's just like, "Topsiders have a more attachment to warmth, so I figure you'll have no problem with it, considering you know her, but." And she's like, "Oh,
okay.
Add a little bit of your personal flair to it, and it should."
You see, him, kind of just, look at the arrows briefly, and then he's like, I can think of something. Thank you.
Of course.
He just
Does he still look like he has something to say?
And
Is there something else?
Nope.
Okay.
And he just turns around and puts stuff away.
She picks up something that looks like he would probably want to load it on. She pats his shoulder. Good night. And she leaves.
Nice.
She also was not there for that eavesdropping thing with his dad and him, so she heard nothing about her dad into that conversation. So she's just like to whiz by. So have a good night, and then she goes back down the hill.
So, let's have you make a dexterity check to see if you nail Lionel back.
For me or for
Luna, sorry, Luna.
Yeah.
What?
Make a dexterity check, sorry, that was a skip.
Okay. Dexterity check. 17.
Oh yeah, you nail him and no, and you just nail him yeah, you get him the face and he's just oof. Hey, that's my best feature. He's like, you just said it.
Feature.
personality.
He's I mean, you're not wrong there. And he goes and he's like, get out of here, Galak's waiting, and you go back to Galak and...
He's waiting.
Yeah, he's waiting for you, you guys mount up. Great, okay, perfect. Did time this well. And you ride astride Ku along the familiar pathways and forests of Burkus. The moons pour their white and yellow light down upon the forest and awash it in a pale, soft light. Crickets chirp and owls hoot their familiar melodies. The cool air in your face sends a scent of pine through your senses and whatever soap Galak uses, because you're right behind him. You reminisce with him about what's been going on your travels and some past events and...
Does Lionel know that Rune's dead?
What? What?
I feel like she wants to talk to someone about it, but she's not sure if she should talk to Lionel, but she feels like Galak wouldn't, make a big deal about it, like telling everybody or letting it slip or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So she feels like she can confide in him.
Uh-huh. It's just like, what? It's his response, just genuine. What? He stops the wolf and looks at you. What?
An ability that I got from my ancestors during the meditation helps me find different kinds of beings, including undead, and it picked up him.
You just see the wheels click in place, and he's like, huh.
And while we were out looking for firewood earlier, the forest went silent because there was a corpse walking through it, according to Aravan talking to the trees.
There's just kind of like this slight squint, and then he's like, nods, like, okay, that tracks. Huh. Okay.
Sounds legit.
I mean, I don't think he knows. I don't think any of us know, except us. And it's just like... He seems very alive for someone who's supposed to be dead.
Yeah, and I didn't really get any, bad vibes off him. I just kind of figured that might be something important for Lionel to know, but I don't know how to bring it up.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Oh, I had Balak roll an intelligence check, so he got a natural 20. And you guys are really intelligent. So he's just like, he kind of just like, no, I mean, do you think he's a vampire?
What was that?
Do you think Rune's a vampire? Are they real? It's just like,
well, we traveled with some vampiric people for a while. Ellie was really into one of them for a while too.
Yeah, there's just a flash of concern. He's like,
arcane elves. It was arcane elves we traveled
those
with.
are alive.
Yeah, that's true. That's different.
He's just like, well, Rune never goes in water. I just figured he didn't like it wet.
Splash.
And people have been saying they're feeling faint. Like, maybe he's feeding on them and they don't know. It's just the blood loss.
Maybe. Yeah, that could be it. Do you think he's biting them for blood loss? Or to drink blood?
Well, I mean, he's doing an awful good job of hiding it. It is.
Mm-hmm.
No one's appeared with any fang marks. Well, I mean, maybe Lionel knows. I mean, if he's not evil, is it a problem?
Probably not. It just seemed like important information that would be important for your significant other to know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he knows. But you might want to talk to Rune about it, because you don't want to bring it up with Lionel and have him not. And then
Yeah, there's that.
And then she says, what? And then, well, I mean, the worst thing would be for him to find out through you about his boyfriend.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't want to bring it up with Rune and then have worst case scenario where he actually is evil and I didn't sense it, you know? And then I die. Actually, I'm a werewolf. Don't werewolves and vampires have like a, I don't know. Maybe I'm tougher than I think, but
Like, well, they do have sort of a long turf feud, according to lore and whatnot. Well, I mean, do you want to deal with this right now?
probably not.
Okay, let me just tell you all this the moment then.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk to someone about it.
That's fair. I mean,
Relatable.
some lot to think about. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, well, do you want to keep writing? Maybe.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's keep going.
Okay. So, like, it takes a little while to just kind of like change the subject of that tense conversation, and and then you kind of coax out of him like what he's been doing. And he explains that he's been traveling with Nephi to try to basically like sell his weapons schematics, so they can like do like. So basically, so he could like be Tony Stark and sell weapons. So, well, we went to the Baron that's northwest here, Melion. He didn't want anything to do with us. It's a weird place. Kept catching glimpses of what looked like to be some kind of baby dog in the area. On his mind. We knocked on the door. We just got get off my lawn. It's a approach. Chased off. We did kind of look for that mangy much thing, but didn't find it. Then we went north. Oh, I ran into Varen.
Oh, Baron?
Yeah, he's the ex that you're on okay terms with.
Oh, Varric.
Varric, yeah. Sorry. He gave me this ring, and he was like, came in handy, as he like twists it, and then his visage turns into a full-fledged wood elf. Got a lot better jobs, deals with this. He's just like, and then we went to the principalities in the northeast, made some deals over there. One guy was kind of this weird old elf, complicated name. Yorthander, I think. One of my schematics, but also to hire me. And I said I'd think about it. And then word came back to you, so I came back. And so I've had some success here and there. Hopefully get some coin rolling in.
Okay, but can you change back? This is kind of weirding me out.
Oh yeah, sure. Can you like
Have you
twist
looked
the ring again? Things just kind of like lull into a nice conversation and quiet, and make you as you're writing, you look around and you pass by tree after tree, and you realize that you recognize this place. You can make a history, religion, or insight check.
Okay, which one do I want to use? I'll do religion. Am I able to get guidance, or is this something that's happened too quickly?
I think it's like instantaneous, so I don't
Okay.
think we have to do guidance. So you're just kind of like passively like writing through, and you notice 10. You somehow know you get the feeling that like you know this place, but like you don't remember knowing this place. Like you search through your memories, and you're like, I don't know this place, but you get this.
How did I not wander here?
you get this like kind of impulse, like feeling from your ancestors. Yeah, you know this place. You're like, how? And you realize that you've been writing for a while, and you're actually on the outskirts of your family land that's kind of secluded. It's a secluded grove to the northwest, and it's surrounded by hills, so you're like in kind of like this little like valley. And you come to the area, and Balak stops and looks at it and says, "This looks kind of familiar to me."
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And tall trees stand in this ring, like tall sentinels that reach up to the sky and just enclose this area. So make a history or insight check.
Can I get guidance on this one?
Because you're thinking about it, trying to.
Yeah. Okay.
Just.
Yeah. There's also a part of her that's like, how did I not end up over here at some point, just exploring as a kid? But like, also it's a big forest world, so of course there's things you're gonna miss. That is 22.
You search through your memories, and I think you expect to remember like, oh, I walked through here in like my preteens or something. But you like kind of look around and guess like, no, I'm in like, it's your family estate, and then like it gets to this hilly area where it's rocky and craggy and it's just hard to climb, so you just haven't bothered. But Balak came from the right angle and was able to like basically like go up this kind of like valley, and that's how he like got there with a better ease. And you with the roll, you dismount and you come across this stump, and you like, you know, this stump. You remember carving something into this stump, and you push back the moss, and in small, like, truncated letterings, it says Linnea plus Yarrow. And Galar kind of looks at you like, I knew that was there too, but I don't know how. This place is weird. It's like, did we get really high and come out here one time? And he's just like, just scratching his head like,
Yeah, me neither. I'm gonna try Divine Sense again just for fun.
Sure.
I got uses.
Yeah,
so.
And you like reach down into the skill, and you expand your consciousness, and the area is sacred ground. At least in like it's just immediate dream kind of growth. And basically what you see is this like the area in front of you is this grove that's covered by like thick trees. So you have to, and that's where the like holy ground is. So you're like, okay, I'm gonna go to that holy ground. So you walk through the trees. And you know this place because you spent many hours here. You just can't quite remember, and you part the leaves of the thickets and come to this meadow of daffodils encircled by these tall trees and secluded away from the world. And you remember, like, daffodils are not native to this. Like, they were brought by your family. They were
invasive species.
They were, you know, you think to yourself, these were brought by me, and then you think, like, that's weird. I didn't import the daffodils. And
I don't have those kinds of business connections.
Yeah, and so you're just like, and Galak kneels down and touches the flowers, and he says, you know, this might sound crazy, but I think I planted these with you. He's just like, I don't understand. Do we get high and do gardening? I don't understand. He's just like, you see him kind of like pacing around, like just trying to wrap his head around it.
Yeah, and then like Luna's like kind of like combing through like the names of her ancestors, and it's just like, wait, Linnea was married to Hunter. Who's this guy? Like, she's just like, okay, when was Yarrow mentioned at some point? Like, I don't. Okay, was he mentioned in game? I think he might have been.
He like has been mentioned like offhandedly. It's just like your own family members like don't know a lot about him just because he wasn't like recorded as well. And you walk into the daffodil fields and you notice that there's this silvery, basically there's a pedestal in the middle of the field, and out from it is this silvery sword glistening in the moonlight, and your mind says, that's mine, that's my sword. And so you go up to it. Do you try to take it?
Yeah.
Alright, so you reach down into the hilt, and it's like it was like sculpted just for your hand. It fits that well. And you begin to pull it out of the stone. It gives a little bit, and it stops, and you're kind of struggling with it, and then Glock comes over to you and says, let's pull it out together. And so as soon as his hands touch yours and you begin to pull it up together, the sword just slides out. But it's not like he added strength to your pull, it's like the stone let go of the sword as soon as he helped you. And you pull it out.
Maybe it's your sword.
Maybe. And you hold the sword aloft in your hand, and it begins to kind of like hum in your hand, and then your vision is blurred out with white. As you are flooded with memories that you realize are yours. You're a strong elven woman with the world at your fingertips, and you spent your childhood in the elven principalities, witnessed the infancy of the human kingdoms. Racism and tension amongst your kin and friends was rampant, but it was not enough to stop you from falling madly in love with Yarrow the half-elf. He was the calm to your storm and the rain to your fire. He filled the chambers of your heart with love that you could only dream of. But tragedy struck, and Yarrow was bitten by a werewolf, and the curse lay in. Then threatened the elves of your community, used subterfuge and shadow, and you found your lover slain in cold blood. Oh, my batteries are running out.
You did freeze.
Oh, okay, my integrated webcam doesn't want to work either. Okay, I'll be back.
What a miss. Oh.
My lover just died.
Glock died? We didn't. Hope not.
We said, oh, well then, well, don't root through his things. You might find a paper that will only make you sad. Sad, but like in a love novel that could have been kind of way, but like, you know, it never really finished the edit. It finished the editing stage, but it just never got produced or printed. Oh man. Is it camera issues or? Oh, hello. Don't worry, Tiffany. I've kept Luna distracted.
Okay. And one day you found your love slain in cold blood. Enraged, you riled the humans and half-elves and revolted against those who betrayed you. Blood was shed and violence reigned. And finally, with enough blood at their feet, the elves cast you and your comrades out. And for decades, with the half-elves without aid or relief. And the people fell to despair as they wallowed in their misfortune. So you came to a choice. To choose hope or despair. And you chose hope. So you forged this blade with your own sweat and blood and swore on it the following tenets. Kindle the light. Through acts of mercy, kindness, and forgiveness, kindle the light of hope in the world, beating back despair. Shelter the light, where there is good, beauty, love, and laughter in the world. Stand against wickedness that would swallow it. Where life flourishes, stand against the forces that would render it barren. Preserve your own light. Delight in song and laughter, in beauty and art. If you allow the light within your own heart to die, you can't preserve it in the world. Be the light. Be a glorious beacon for all who live in despair. Let the light of your joy and courage shine forth in all your deeds. Luna, your mind is flooded with memories of the past, your life with Yarrow, and your eventual second marriage and children with Hunter. As that thread connects, you're like, I descended from Linnea and Hunter. You remember the struggles you had, the lives you took, the lives you saved. Power pours into your body, filling it like a vessel. You remember the abilities you had, not as Luna, but as Linnea. You fall to your knees, sword in hand, and see figures glowing around you. And Linus's voice echoes, "You did good, kid." And your vision wipes out. And now, Luna, having merged with Linnea, you have regained her memories and abilities, and you are a full-fledged paladin.
Yay!
Yay. So,
I feel like as she's coming back, she's just like in shock, kind of like breathing heavily and like crying, and she's like feeling so many emotions right now because it's like the anger.
Yeah, just like
that,
so
like that.
much.
That was just
the life.
yeah, and like that was. She kind of like more actively remembers like the time that she started seeing red after Yarrow died, and how that motivated her. Like ultimately that did kind of like make her start Verkus, was because she saw the lack of acceptance towards him.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was just like, I need to make a place where that is, where people can be safe. And she wanted to create like this beacon of light, or point of light within the wilderness, even if she had to leave the principalities and come to the human kingdom to do it with her people. And she's a little overwhelmed.
You just kind of processing everything in the forest, and Glock sits up and it's just like, I think I had a past life. It's just like, do you remember your past life?
I do now. I think I killed a lot of people.
Well, maybe they deserved it, and he's just like, he's kind of like...
Supportive boyfriend, okay.
He deserved it. Because I died because of a lot of people, and he's just like...
We should start a breakfast club of those of us who remember our past lives.
How
Kathy, just hop on board whenever you're ready.
Yeah, she'll just kind of like put a hand on his chest. It's like, okay, just to be sure. How did you die? Or who were you in your past life? Make sure we're on the same page.
I was a half-elf named Hero. Became a werewolf, and then I was framed for a bunch of murders and stoned to death.
I'm sorry. How do you respond to that?
Yeah, me too. He's like, I always wondered why I thought I always knew. Guess I don't like it.
For Luna, it's like, now she's kind of starting to click, like, why she was always so protective of him? Maybe?
Yeah, really.
Not perfectly, but just like, there's some residual feelings of like, I wish I could have saved you then, but I couldn't, and now I want to save you.
Yeah. And, it's just like, he just kind of looks at you and then kind of reads you, and then he like puts his arms out like to hug you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, hug time.
Yep. And then we'll pan away from you two, so you guys are processing.
And as we pan out on this beautiful little meadow sighting, they weep and they cry into each other's arms, sobbing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That.
The stars twinkle lovingly above the heads in support. Sorry.
So back at the Arnold estate. Actually, no, it'd be like in town. You come to the lodge. There we go. You come to the lodge where Iravan, Order, and Lucius are staying. And Lucius pulls Kara aside and he says, do you mind going on a stroll with me?
Sure. Her and Colin's date's not tonight, right?
No.
Okay.
It's still the same.
Because they came up with a date and a time and food place. I don't know any of these details, but they sure do.
It's tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
It's tomorrow.
So she looks at Lucius and she's like, "Oh, all right."
Yeah, we'll shoot the breeze a bit, and then so you guys go and just walk off, and he just chats with you for a little bit. He's like, "So I saw you noticing that rhino boy." Honestly, it's hard
And
to
she
not
just
notice.
sort of laughs and she's like, "Hard not to notice him. He's." And she makes the little tall gesture. He's
Yeah, and a lot.
Ah.
And he continues his small talk and then looks around and he says, "Listen, the reason I brought you out here is because I think there's something strange about the room boy. Can't put my finger on it. It's like, I don't know what he's demon. After you've done my line of work for as long as you have in your life, and so it's not quite what they are. So I'm gonna tail him. I thought you might, so I want to come with me. Show you a bit of the trade. Interested in coming?
Why, yes, Uncle. I would love to go on a twilight stroll to catch up and shoot the breeze in a very non-conspicuous and spy-like manner.
Don't wear your armor.
Did she put it back on after they left the beach? She probably left it with Ellie on the like on one of the dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right.
And that's where we'll end, is we'll be just agreeing to go to some strolling. So, that chapter concluded, and let's talk about what we enjoyed. Who wants to go
I liked
first?
the alligator.
Oh, yay.
Alligator.
I like alligator.
I love alligator. That was fun.
I like imagining it with a bunch of lily pads on it. That's cute.
Yeah. Alligator made me happy.
It's fun.
So cute. I like how there's flowers
Feed
and
me,
like a bed
ah.
of grass. Ah!
I like that.
I like that people like Lionel. That makes me happy.
I do try to make him like growing and charismatic and just fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Christian, what's your
Personality's very big.
Oh yeah.
Pass over me. I don't know what to say yet.
Sure. Michael, how are you? Oh, you're eating.
No, I can go. Yeah, you put the nuts next to me. I can't help but eat them.
Snacks!
I really like the
Alligator
swimming
snacks
lesson.
again.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really like the
Oh
swimming
yeah, that was
lesson.
fun.
That was a lot of fun. I like that that Ellie was the one that initiated it,
Mhm.
and then Keontae was the one that like
Finished it.
pretty much finished
Organized.
it and like organized it. She was very mom to this session, and I loved it. I'm just like, okay, so first we're gonna kick, and then we have to, and then you float, and then. And I'm just here. I'm just like, what if I turn into an alligator? Maybe that'll help. I don't know.
I'm sure you inspired her with what's possible. Somewhere.
Yeah.
So look at how the alligator has such tiny legs, yet it can still swim. Ah, okay, I get the
Man.
floating thing now. Ah.
And of course, always praise to the DM with making a nice little thematic story-like element for Luna to gain her paladin powers all at once through the lore that's been established in our world. I find it really cool. I mean, I gotta listen to this episode over again to fully grasp that
Yeah.
crazy monologue.
That was interesting. That was
It was
fun.
cool. It was cool.
Good.
Like,
I'm glad you
some of the
liked
things was
it.
I'm sure she's overwhelmed and traumatized, and I love that. I'm here for it.
A life of problems. You remember it all now.
Yeah.
Who next?
Who's next?
It's Kristen.
I'll just say mine. I would just agree that I liked how it was described about Luna getting her full paladin powers. I always really like your descriptions. It was really good.
Thank you. I don't know. I just enjoy being the NPCs. So I like pretty much anything with Lionel because he's just brilliant, perfect, and I liked the swimming lessons. I think that was like my favorite part. We were very involved in that, and I just like the added chaos of like Lionel being like, "Oh, hey, you should guide me," and then Ellie's like, "Yes, but of course, this is the best course of action."
Yep.
And-
Yep.
This works! Think about the height difference.
Of sensibility in the middle of this chaos. I'm trying to actually teach her, guys.
Yeah. I'm like half his size.
Yeah.
Like you
Possibly
know,
what?
and then all of a sudden,
Cool. So who should
Yeah,
get
I
the
really like this.
inspiration die?
I
Wait.
liked the swim lesson.
Yeah, me
It
too.
was really fun. Yeah, I like that. Something that was a problem at the very beginning,
Yeah, I think
or
that-
Kiara's adventure kind of like finally came to a head, and I'm like, oh, this is really cute. I like this. Because I imagine that the last time Kiara tried learning to swim, it was with friends too. So it's like, it's like home.
Full
So
circle.
I like that. I like that it was really homey, and like Keontae was really trying to teach, but that's just like, it's like trying to teach while people are setting off fireworks right next to you.
Yep.
But the
Yep.
fireworks are water, and it's all the sound, and there's
in
an
the
alligator,
fireworks.
there's a big guy
Yep.
laughing, shouting, splashing. So
The fireworks
it's
is a
like,
giant
I am the
alligator.
voice of reason.
Oh my
But it
gosh.
was really fun. So. I loved that.
I
So
love like Keontae coming up to Aravan and being like, "Are you okay?" And he's just like, "Oh my gosh." I'm
He's
such a
losing it.
experience, and now the girl of my dreams is talking to me. I don't know how to do this.
Poor guy has so much emotional whiplash right now. He need help.
I like how oblivious Keontae was being to Ellie, where I was like trying to do like obvious girl talk and just like, hey, there's something between our friend and Lionel, right? Huh? And it's like, they must have water in their eyes. They were swimming a lot. And I'm like,
Algae could be an irritant.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking earlier about why their ears are so long, and Keontae's are full of concrete.
Mm-hmm. That was fun.
Awesome. Alright,
Really
who's
liking
getting the
Keontae.
dice? The inspiration roll.
Who do you give it to, Dan?
Well, my vote.
Les does.
We usually do like a vote,
Yeah,
right?
do the vote.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I vote Luna because she's been having a hard time living, and now she finally is a full paladin. Hooray!
Yeah, I still have mine from last time. I think you said they don't
Okay,
stack.
then you can give it
so-
to someone else.
Yeah, they
Okay.
don't stack.
Hang on, let me.
I vote for mom energy over here. I'm gonna vote
Yeah.
for Keontae.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either Keontae for mom energy or Kiara for learning how to swim because that's an important life skill.
That's true.
I think, honestly, yeah, Kiara. Good job, you did it.
I do vote for Keontae for trying to be the voice of reason among raving lunatics, which I was trying to join, but still trying to learn.
Oh,
It's
man.
really tempting to join the alligator and the big guy just to vibe but not drown. So it's like, thank you for being like, can you swim? And look at me.
Look
yeah.
at me. Wait, no. Don't pay attention to your friends. You can play with them later. Now we're
They'll still be
kicking.
there.
I don't care if your friend's an alligator. There'll still be an alligator later. For 30 more minutes.
You had like flows of mom and dad energy, like the mom like teaching, and then the whole dad energy of like, hey, what are those people up to? Oh, that's not my conversation. I'm like, just pursuing chaos that were hysterical.
I think it's the DM tiebreaker, because I think it's an even
Yeah.
split between Keontae and Kiara.
Kiara.
I'll vote for Keontae. I vibed with her a lot today.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Oh no, Keontae.
I heard it cut out, but I heard a cuss
Okay.
sound and that didn't help.
Yeah,
Yep.
Keontae. Keontae.
No. Oh, me! Oh, wow!
Yeah,
Thank
you
you!
get the inspiration.
Yeah, you had some good moments.
Powers
and-
activate.
Yeah.
God. Alright. Thank you
Keontae's
for this
fun.
gift. I will remember to use it next session, I swear.
Yeah, mark it on your sheet.
Yeah, right.
That's what I always
I
do.
will, I will.
It's like right above proficiency bonus and next to strength.
Hello, this is Tiffany, your GM for Dungeon Damsels. We update on Wednesdays and Saturdays now at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We have merchandise on our Redbubble and on links via the Linktree. We also have coffee and a Patreon if you wish to donate to us. Please like, subscribe, and comment as we would love to hear from you. You can also find us on basically every podcast platform out there if you can't sit down and listen to a YouTube video. And if you're wondering why we don't stream, it's because my internet can't support it. But regardless, thank you for listening and watching. And remember to be kind, inclusive, and loving.